Welcome to The Good Woman Awakens. This is a space for women who were taught to be good, but were never taught to be whole. Here, we do not perform empowerment, we examine it. We look at patterns, we look at conditioning, we look at the roles we were trained to play, and the identities we are ready to release. This is not about blaming men, it is not about bitterness, and it is not about noise. It is about awareness, emotional sovereignty, and the quiet courage to see clearly. If something feels uncomfortable here, well, stay with it. Awakening is rarely loud, but it is always honest. Let's begin. You believed that if you loved him more, he would finally become better. You believed that if you stayed softer, more patient, more understanding, more forgiving, he would feel safe enough to change. And I want you to hear this clearly, from a calm place. This is not a message of anger. It is a message of awakening. Because there are women listening who have spent years trying to do something that is not possible. Let's start with dignity. If you tried to love him into wholeness, it was not because you were foolish. It was because you were trained. Many women were raised in systems where goodness meant endurance, where maturity meant silence, where loyalty meant absorbing pain without making a fuss. So when you met someone wounded, your empathy activated. And empathy is beautiful. But empathy without boundaries becomes a trap. Here is the first deep truth. You cannot love someone into self-awareness. Love is not a substitute for insight. Love is not a substitute for accountability. Love is not a substitute for discipline. Love can support growth, but it cannot manufacture it. Now let's go underneath the surface. In Jungian language, many women do not fall in love with the man in front of them. They fall in love with the image they carry. They fall in love with potential, with a future, with a healed him that lives in imagination. That is not stupidity, that is projection. Projection is when the mind places an inner picture onto an outer person, and the picture becomes more powerful than the facts. So you interpret inconsistency as complexity. You interpret mood swings as depth. You interpret avoidance as fear of intimacy. You start explaining his behavior for him. And slowly, you stop asking the most important question. Is he actually doing the work? Let that land. Is he doing the work, or are you doing the work about him? Because those are not the same. Now let's bring in family systems. Bowen Family Systems says the family is an emotional unit, and in emotional units, people take up roles. There is often an overfunctioner and an underfunctioner. The overfunctioner carries, the underfunctioner leans, sometimes silently, sometimes dramatically. But the system stays balanced through imbalance, and many women were trained to overfunction early. You became the one who smoothed tension, the one who anticipated moods, the one who prevented conflict, the one who apologized first, the one who carried the emotional load. So when you entered adult relationships, you carried that same role into romance, and you called it love. Here is what happens in an overfunctioning loop. You rescue him from consequences, not because you are trying to enable him, but because you are trying to keep the relationship stable. You soften what should be sharp. You forgive quickly. You accept excuses. You take partial effort. You settle for words without change. So the person never has to face the discomfort that would force growth. And you end up doing relationship work for two adults. This is the part many women don't want to see. Sometimes loving harder isn't healing, it's cushioning. It cushions shame, it cushions responsibility, it cushions consequences. And when consequences are cushioned, change is delayed. Now, codependency, carefully. The research world debates the boundaries of the term, but clinically, in everyday life, women recognize the pattern. A person becomes overly preoccupied with another adult's state, choices, and emotions. They manage the relationship by self-neglect. They attempt control through care. They do not say, "I want to control you." They say, "I just want us to be okay." And that desire is understandable. But it quietly trains the body to believe, if I keep giving, I will be safe. Now let's add the generational layer. Bowen's multigenerational transmission concept helps here. Women inherit not only stories, they inherit strategies. Your mother may have survived by enduring. Your aunties may have survived by silence. Your community may have praised the woman who kept her home, no matter what it cost her inside. So you internalized a belief. Suffering is proof of love. Endurance is virtue. Silence is maturity. And then you carried that belief into a partnership that required two whole adults. "Here is the hard truth," said softly. "You can love a wounded person, but you cannot do their inner work for them. You can support therapy, but you cannot become therapy. You can pray, but you cannot become character. You can forgive, but forgiveness does not erase patterns." Now, here is the Stoic tool that changes this. Epictetus begins with a simple division. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your love is up to you. Your standards are up to you. Your boundaries are up to you. Your choices are up to you. His maturity is not up to you. His accountability is not up to you. His honesty is not up to you. So if you tried to love him into honesty, you were trying to do something outside your control. And when women live outside their control for long enough, they become anxious, they become depleted, they start tightening their love like a grip because they are trying to create safety in a place that is not safe. Let's make it practical. If you are still in this loop, ask 3 questions, quietly, honestly. First, when he hurts me, does he repair or does he excuse? Second, when I express a need, does he meet it or does he minimize it? Third, when I change my behavior, does he rise or does he punish me for changing? And now, the most important question. If I stopped overfunctioning, if I stopped explaining, if I stopped rescuing, what would remain of this relationship? That answer is your reality, not your hope, not your fantasy, reality. Now, I want to end with dignity again. If you stayed too long, do not shame yourself. Shame keeps you stuck in the old identity, the good woman who must suffer to be worthy. This channel is not for shame, it is for awareness, because awareness is freedom. Here is the closing. You cannot love someone into wholeness, but you can love yourself into clarity. And once you have clarity, you stop negotiating with patterns. You stop calling inconsistency depth. You stop calling emotional labor love. You stop trying to be the reason someone becomes a better person. You become the reason you become a better person. And that, my dear, is where your peace begins. Notice what resonated and notice what resisted. Both are information. Sometimes what unsettles you is not attack, it is recognition. You cannot change your past. You cannot rewrite the years you overgave. You cannot undo the times you stayed longer than you should have. But you can change what you tolerate now. You can change what you explain away. You can change what you excuse. You can change the standards you quietly lower to keep peace. Awareness does not make you cold. It makes you clear. And when a good woman becomes clear, she stops negotiating with patterns that cost her dignity. She stops mistaking endurance for love. She stops calling emotional labor devotion. She stops trying to be the reason someone else matures. She turns inward. She stabilizes herself. And from that place, her choices change naturally, not dramatically, not angrily, quietly. Until next time, stay conscious, stay steady, and stay awake.